let's move on to our next speaker. Uh, she'll be sharing with us her experiences from her 16 years in the infrastructure and real estate industry. She's a civil engineer with a postgraduate degree in construction management. She has worked across India, the Middle East, and Asia Pacific geographies in developing and implementing program management systems. Currently, she's working with one of the largest privately held real estate investors and managers in the world. Let's hear it from Ms. Bhargavi Muchala.
I'm Bhargavi. I'm a civil engineer with post graduation in construction management with over 16 years experience in the construction industry. I have started my career working in the infrastructure segment, that's basically highways, bridges, and airports, and gradually moved into real estate sector. During my tenure, I should say that I have worked on multiple projects, managed multiple projects under various asset classes, and closely worked with multilateral funding agencies, developers, investors, and occupiers in India and Middle East geographies. Currently, I am working with Hines, a privately owned global real estate investment, development, and management firm. Every industry is a challenging industry, and our industry, the construction industry especially, is ever growing. And we are not creating a single product, definitely. Every market, every asset brings its own set of issues and challenges, whether they be physical, cultural, economic, policy, or planning, or any other matter to that fact. Now, I was just reading a recent publication, which is Future of Construction, a global forecast for construction to 2030. The global construction market is expected to grow by USD 4.5 trillion over the decade to 2030 to reach about USD 15 trillion. Now, nothing that just um, not only the globally, but just four countries, which is China, India, US, and Indonesia, will account for almost 60% of this growth. And India is holding a significant share of it. Now, life cycle of a project is long drawn with different stages, varied stakeholders. There is immense competition and time is of essence for everyone. Leading or losing in the new built environment while managing multiple projects, multiple stakeholders. Now, gone are the days when I would have said, where we discuss usual concerns of adhering to time, cost, and quality. Post pandemic, and after assessing a lot of factors across multiple projects, managing them remotely, obviously, labor productivity, availability of skilled manpower, an influx in material costs, delay in statutory approvals, all of these are there. They're still there. But today, the three topmost concerns at a job site would be, for me, are we building a sustainable development and encouraging all our stakeholders to do the best to collectively pioneer new approaches, technologies, maximizing the environmental and social value of every building? That's a question mark. The second one would be at every stage, be it pre construction, construction, post construction. How are we optimizing methods, materials, and operations? Are we doing to a 90% efficiency, 80% efficiency? Question mark. Now, the last one, what is the action that each construction site is taking to manage climate change challenges actively and taking responsibility for its direct or induced carbon emissions? What are the factors contributing to this? That's a question mark. So, these are the top three concerns I would like to express at a job site, that would be which I would definitely like to consider when managing multiple projects in the post pandemic era.
If you were given the opportunity to resolve any of the three concerns using a digital technology, which of them would you prioritize?
As I have mentioned earlier, the construction life cycle of a particular project is long drawn with different stages, different stakeholders, and different challenges at different phases of the construction. Digital technology is an integral solution, I feel, for mitigating challenges across the life cycle in the construction industry. You can't say a single element as your top priority, because the source or the factors are a combination of all of them. I'm a promoter of innovation in construction industry. I have seen how digital technology is evolving. I have experienced few challenges. I have evolved through it, and what is expected to increase efficiency throughout the entire value chain, from the production of building materials to the design, planning, construction phase itself, and asset management as well once the asset is fully operational. Now, digital technology will trigger significant changes along the entire construction value chain, and the disruption potential is highest in areas that are, usually characterized by repetitive, known tasks with some limited certainty. So, in short, I would like to tell you that every stage, every element of construction would require digital technology to enable efficiency in the entire process.
In terms of technology or software, how well are these addressed in your experience?
Gone are the days when we used to sit with the developers, the software developers who would start writing lines of codes for us, which are necessary for app development, mobile friendly, iPad friendly, which can be used anywhere. Now, today, what I see is that all the businesses are now embracing no code platforms. And for what were we using these technology platform in construction industry? In pure language, if I have to say, it's for program management or project management. And these were there was significant investment in developing these codes, then implementing, then training the employees. We used to have a specific technology team task force which used to be deployed on site. There was resource cost involved, and then enabling each and every stakeholder, be it a contractor, be it a consultant, to align to the technology platform and implement it on the site. When it comes to implementation, it's definitely not 100%. I think it's somewhere between 60 to 70% in the industry, I should say that. um, when I would say that, I would say that using the platform for end to end construction life cycle, it's about 60 to 70%. And the primary reason what I would identify is that eventually it could be either uh, poor productivity of the resources using these platforms. Capacity building has been a major factor, and definitely it was time and investment of these construction industry professionals sitting with software developers and developing these automated workflows. Now, what I'm seeing currently is that demand is for no code that has rose massively amidst the pandemic because of the agility and speed it provides for the businesses to pivot, which was the need of the hour for every business. Budget allocation is a pain, especially when times are volatile. With budget cuts happening left, right, and center, it is refreshing to realize that you don't have to compromise on the output once you adapt no code. So that's a big difference I see now.
How important is materials management in the construction industry?
Management for me is like real estate asset management, that is from acquisition to disposition. Uh, when I say acquisition to disposition, it's right from pre-construction stage, the construction stage, the post-construction stage, and even during the asset management. If you realize at construction sites, approximately one third of the time is spent on materials management, transport rearrangements, downtimes, and search of materials. I recently watched AI implementation in a project in Middle East when a construction worker needed a certain tool, saying a welding machine. And I just saw that they simply asked the AI by typing into their smartphone, where is the welding machine not in use? The system then quickly scans the images from the many cameras on site, indicates the location of the closest welding machine. The construction worker then requests the AI to send the authorized staff up to their location with the welding machine, and the AI does so. Look at this whole process. The AI improves both productivity, both effectiveness in utilization of tools, as construction workers do not have to work around construction sites spending hours searching for tools and equipment. The advantage of technology or integrating technology with manual materials management is that it is much more flexible. It brings in higher productivity, higher efficiencies, higher cost controls, and its significance can only be realized when you actually adopt it and rigorously implement it across various phases of construction life cycle. The most important life cycle when we look at sustainability is the design phase. So designing a product which will use materials that are sustainable, which can be recycled, reused, and where the wastage is minimized, that's the most important aspect. And also managing the escalation of prices, choosing the right product, looking at the availability of the product, whether it is available locally or you need to outsource it from a different place using transportation. It just brings more efficiencies because you have tons of data loaded into the system, your past project data, a lot of vendor databases, a lot of material source databases. Technology just picks up. It's something called, I have recently read about generative design. It just picks up the right design for the asset or for the structure, just simulates a lot of designs that were used for a similar structure previously and brings out the best design. Similarly, materials management in future will bring in more efficiencies. Uh, Actually, it avoids a lot of human errors when these exercises are done. It's huge manual exercises done on Excel sheets. It brings in a lot of higher productivity among the construction workers. So materials management and its significance would be never ending if it's implemented on sites.
What are your thoughts on a material-centric approach to site management for more efficient, profitable, and greener businesses?
Kudos to the entire team who have been working on this research. It's a great piece that each and every stakeholder in the construction industry should read through. While I have read through it and recommended to a lot of people to go through these research findings, and this one word material centric approach, if I have to explain to a construction stakeholder what is material centric approach, I would just tell him in numbers. I would say if you're looking at 40% increase in your labor productivity, also combined with a project completion at more than 10% below budget, at the time of construction workers and machinery can be used more efficiently, then please relook at your materials management, how you're focusing on it, and just adopt this material centric approach, and I'm sure you'll get that 40% increase in labor productivity and 10% below budget cost for your project.
Please share with us any foresight you might have about the future of the construction industry in terms of digitization and upcoming technology.
I would not like to just recommend every developer, investor, or whoever it is that you have to invest in technology tools. I wouldn't like to do the usual saying or the usual piece of advice. But I would like to tell you that all of us need to look at a very critical phase in the construction life cycle. Predominantly, we start with a phase called pre-construction or design or planning. I would say we have to add a new phase to our whole construction life cycle, and that would be technology and capacity building. That should be the first phase. Look at all your previous project implementation processes, lessons learned, etc. Get together, do a stakeholder workshop, whatever it is, then come out with those improvements that are required for each of the phases of the project, and just jot down and come up with the right tool that you need to adopt to your construction site. And this phase is called capacity building and technology implementation. The reason why I'm using capacity building is that a lot of technology tools are being adopted by each and every stakeholder in the construction industry, be it BIM or 3D modeling, imagery tools, or these energy efficiency quality checks and smart building components, virtual construction management platform. And among all these platforms, we have to say BIM is being proactively used in India by all the architecture, engineering, and construction professionals to plan efficiently, design, construct, and manage buildings and infrastructure. But the implementation or levels are still low. If we need to achieve 100%, we need to train each and every resource on the project, every stakeholder on the project, to improve the productivity in the construction site. So I would say capacity building is very important. Making teams aware of these technology and tools, how can we use them, how flexible they are, how user friendly they are. Just spend at least 2 to 3 months training your employees, key resources, contractors, subcontractors, workers on the platform that you're going to use for the project. Be it a materials management module that you're going to use on this project, or even if it's a BIM, or even if it's any other smart building component. Just spend time training these resources, every stakeholder, every person on the project, and it will automatically give you higher rate of adoption of technology during the tenure of your project. It will automatically increase efficiencies, automatically increase quality of the product that you're developing, automatically reduce your cost inefficiencies, wastage of material, or wastage of any other product on your site. The root cause today is not having enough capacity building on each and every project, or a concept that we are talking today. It's only a few resources or a few individuals that are working on it. It's not getting across to end user on the project site. So before pre-construction starts, we need to look at digital technology adoption and capacity building as a specific phase, where we invest time and energy and also budget cost towards it, to make this whole process seamless and more efficient.
Thank you for that very informative talk, Ms. Bhargavi. Um, it looks like the hour that we allocated seems to have passed by very quickly. We hope you can stay on for a little longer, a bit later, to also discuss some of the topics and your take on our Q&A. With that said, from all that we've heard from our speakers, going digital brings limitless opportunities for construction companies to boost businesses, from improving operations to cutting costs, to ultimately doubling profits by streamlining processes and connecting headquarters and on-site crews. Again, I'd like to ask, we'd love to know which of Ms. Bhargavi's key points resonated with you the most. Once you've answered this poll, we'll share the results.